Hello, everybody! Oh my goodness, it has been a good long while since I did a vlog. Now, there is a very good reason for that. Many good reasons for that, to be honest. First and foremost, I had an operation 3 weeks ago. I'm still supposed to be convalescing, which I kind of am because I'm sat, not doing anything, I'm just talking. Um, but yeah, I went into hospital 3 weeks ago and I had an operation. And so I have been recovering from that. Prior to that, SCHH is getting so big now. The students are building up. It's really starting to morph into something quite incredible. So I've been spending a lot of time teaching courses and also helping the new students to get to grips with the technique and their online voice. I've been spending a good lot of my time listening to people's videos of themselves conducting hypnotherapy to give people feedback on their technique. And it's been awesome. It's been really, really great, as well as doing my own sessions on the courses and my own personal client sessions outside of that as well. So very, very busy, as well as homeschooling the children. And the vegetable garden's kind of wound down now because it's the winter in the UK. So I haven't got as much going on out there. So it has freed up a little bit of time, I guess, for me to concentrate on other things. I've got a million and one things that I would love to share with you this week that is funny and anecdotal, but I've got so much serious stuff that I want to talk through as well. And I've got a feeling that this video is going to be quite long. So I'm not going to go into too much information about my life other than to say, for those people that are in the UK, prior to my operation, we went to a place called Cliff Cavern in Castleton in the UK. So Treak, spelt T-R-E-A-K, Treak Cliff Cavern, and it's in Castleton in the UK. And it was the most wonderful experience that I've had in a good long while because it made me feel like I was going home. Because we went to this place and we went inside of the earth into these huge caverns full of stalactites and stalagmites and with blue John ribbons of crystal all the way through. And it was just absolutely superb. And as well as the actual experience itself, because there was nobody there, literally nobody was there. And you don't have a guide or anything, you just listen to the commentary on your iPhone or your phone. And so there's just you and whomever you're with in these massive caverns. And it was so intimate and it was so wonderful. Can't recommend it enough. So if you're in the UK and you've been grounded in the UK, you don't feel like you can go away or travel too far away, please do go and check out Treak Cliff Cavern. Because the other thing that was really amazing, and I can't lift it because I'm not strong enough yet, but if I could lift it, I would show you. They have lots and lots of crystals there that the gentleman who runs that place gets at cost because he trades his Blue John, of which you can only get in Castleton in the UK, in the world. He trades his Blue John, he swaps his Blue John for other crystal dealers, the crystals that they have. They have like a bit of a deal. And so this guy has loads and loads of huge crystals in his shop at this place. And I got a piece of rose quartz that big. It's massive. It's huge. Huge big piece of rose quartz. Massive. For £75, which is just ridiculously cheap. Ridiculous. So I can't recommend it enough. If you're into crystals and you want to get some really, really good specimens, and they're all great specimens as well, and they're all really high vibration because they've been in his shop above the Tree Cliff Cavern that is full of Blue John. So the frequency of these crystals is so high. It's unbelievable. If you want some more crystals, get yourself down to treat Cliff Cavern, and they're amazing. So I've got a really good session to share with you this week. There's lots of Ascension information in there. There's lots of information in it about the history of what's gone down on Gaia. And after I read through this session, I also want to go over a few things that we can be doing right now in order to look after our vibration, our frequency, our state of mind, and also our song. So if you have had chance to listen to the video that I shared last week, which was an actual session, the client in that session talks about those of us who came to planet Earth as the light workers and the star seeds and the light warriors, etc., etc. We came here to bring the song of the universe, the true song of the universe, back to planet Earth, and to sing our song so loud and so pure and so wide that it at least provides a contrasting option for those people that are listening to the song of the Matrix and the AI timeline and the vaccines. They're looking at that and then they're listening to our song. It's a bit like Happy Feet. If you've seen the film Happy Feet, I actually don't like that film. It irritates me, and my kids have made me watch it a million times, but I'm going to use it as an example. It's like having one penguin over here that's singing the song of the really annoying AI timeline, but for those people that have chosen that song might not be annoying for them. And then you've got the other penguin on this side who's singing the song of the organic ascension timeline and bringing humanity back in step, back in harmony with the true song of Gaia. So you've got two different songs going on here. And what my client from last week's session was talking about was us bringing that high frequency song to planet Earth and singing it loud and proud for everybody to at least hear it and have that option, have the option of choosing a different song. And so after I've read through this session today, I want to go through a few things that we can do as light workers, as pillars of light, as light warriors, as star seeds, as kind, awakened beings on planet Earth, in order to make sure that the song that's going on out there is not affecting your song. You've got to protect your energy and your space in such a way that no matter what is going on out there, it does not affect what you hold inside. You've got to ground yourself. You've got to make sure that you are not being affected by the dissonance and the fear of other people who are beginning to lose their heads and minds. And this is very difficult. It has never been as difficult as it is right now. Never. But it is so important that we hold that true frequency of the organic ascension timeline, that we hold it within us as our truth. We brought that frequency in knowing that that's where we're going. And that's what you need to hold on to. That's what you need to think about. That's what you need to invest your time, your energy, your happiness, your joy into, and feel it as if it's here now. Because actually, we are all reaching out across the world, finding each other, and we are making it happen now. And do not let what is going on out there, so the external world, affect your internal world. Because if you're going to start getting panicky and fearful about people that have had the vaccines and shedding and all of that sort of stuff, it's going to start having an effect on your strength, on your pillar of light. And if you're not careful, you're going to get sucked into that timeline because you've given it your energy. So make sure that you are keeping that inner world strong. And I will go into that in more detail at the end. of this video today. It's going to be a long one, guys, I'm telling you. You might want to go and put the kettle on, make yourself a nice cup of tea, sit down with some very high vibrational food. I don't know, a few seeds. Sit down with a few seeds, tuck yourself in, and let's go. So I seem to be getting a lot of, I have been getting over recent weeks, a lot of divine masculine energies and sessions, which has been wonderful because normally a lot of my sessions are ladies, the beautiful divine feminine, which is also wonderful. But it's nice to have some male energy, some strong male energy coming through. So this particular client was a very, very strong male light warrior, very strong, beautiful, delicious masculine energy. And so I'm just going to shut up now and read the session. So he's in a garden on a bench, and I ask him, "What do you see?" "Someone is sitting next to me on the bench." "Allow yourself to connect to that person." "It's myself," he laughs, "but I'm in a white robe and I've got golden eyes, but he looks exactly like me." And as you connect with that other part of yourself in a deeper way, and all of that knowing flows through, tell me more about what that part of yourself wants you to know today. "He wants to show me something. We're going somewhere now. To a house. I know this house. It's a huge house that is made of dark wood and bricks. A huge door. Beautiful. We're going inside to the room. He's opening a room for me. My God, this room is endless. There is no end to this room. It's filled with rows and rows and rows of armor. Military stuff. Old ones. Some from olden times. World War One, World War Two. Some are ancient Persian ones. Ancient Egyptian. Lots of military stuff. And as you look at all of this armor and connect with this other part of yourself, with the golden eyes, what do they tell you that this room represents? They are mine. I am looking at one. They are Roman armor covered in blood. It is pierced in the middle. I died in each one of these. Each one of these armors is mine. It's like a room of memories. So I remember who I was, where I was. As we allow these memories to flood in and flow up, what is significant about this? Why is it that you have worn armor in all of these lifetimes? What is it that you need to know about this? War is always with me in this world. I have to accept it and not be afraid of fighting anymore. We will fight to the end. We will fight with our last breath. With our last breath, we will protect. Beautiful. Connect to that statement. With our last breath, we will protect. Tell me more about why that is important. Long ago, when I was not even in a form, I was energy. I promised to protect the seeds of creation to my last breath. Until my soul subsides, I will protect. And as we consider that and the journey that you have come on, tell me more about how it is that you ended up on Earth protecting this place. When I made this promise that I would protect, I didn't know what it would mean long ago. Exactly 31 millennia ago, There was a call to protect, to fulfill your duty. No one answered the call. It was an empty call. I was not a fighter, none of my people were, but somebody had to do it. And as you heard that call, tell me what happened next. You said that you were not a fighter and none of your people were, but somebody had to do it. I was a king, but not a king in your way. A king is someone who goes and protects his people, not ruin them. Protect. When the call came, we knew that time was short. We had no time to get here. We had no means to get here. We had no technology. We were living in nature with stones. There is only one way to go here. One way. This way to get yourself from where I was. One only way is the flames. You have to burn your higher energy to match the energy of Earth. I had to resign as a king. I remember this moment. I see someone crying. As I take my crown off and I give it to him, he is begging me not to do it. But I know that there is no other way. I took with me 299 of my most personal guard. And I took my crown off and I give it to him. He is king now. And I see a huge purple and blue flame coming from a grate in the floor. This flame is not hot, but I know how painful it will be. And he cries out at this point. I step inside. It's horrible. You will feel no physical sensations. No, I want to feel it. I want to know. Tell me what you experience as you step into that flame. I feel every part of my body screaming, begging me to leave. I focus on the heart of Gaia. Leave every memory of this place behind me, every part of me behind me. I take only one memory with me. I choose my favorite place, which is the mountain on this planet, and then I let go. I die, I perish. All of my body is burnt, I perish. My energy, what's left of it, is transformed here to Gaia, and we go. And I'm here, and me and my 299 most cherished guards are here, and we charge. Our mission is to kill the big one, kill the daddy, kill the father of all. Tell me about the daddy. I see myself riding on something. It's not a horse, but it's something that transports me from one place to another. Me and the 299 others were charging somewhere, but they were expecting us. We're charging into the homeland of evil. I see him. He is my target. He is huge. I cannot see the end of him. Huge black, made of obsidian-looking stone spider being. He is the hive mind, the ruler, the leader of the assault on Earth. It was a trap. They knew we were coming. I see there's a huge explosion, but I cannot give up. I cannot give up. Not me. I promised. I left everything. I promised. I get up. I have no left arm, and my foot is gone. But I get on this horse-type creature again. I will not give up. I charge at him again, but something else is with me now. Something else has joined me, the spirit of a white wolf. And I am charging at him at full speed. He is afraid now. In my hand, I have a spear, but it's not a typical spear. The spear has a shard of source held within it. And I feel my hand burning from holding it, but I cannot give up. He's running, he's afraid. Die! I jump in the air and I feel like I have wings now, and I throw it straight into his heart. The spear. He explodes. But as he explodes, he takes my energy with it. He is dead, but the cost was that I am now trapped here. I'm trapped here now, in this place. I have no memory of anything really, other than the mountain. What happens next? Now you've killed that giant spider, but you yourself, that physical form that you were in there, is also now dead. Tell me what happens next. I wish I was dead now, but I'm not dead. And he's talking about his soul essence. The physical form that he was in is dead, but he's not dead. The mission goes on for me. I have to protect the heart of Gaia. There's one more enemy. One more enemy that no one else seems to see but me. Black goo. Black fluid. You call it AI. It's not from our universe. It's not from our space. Tell me more about the black goo and how it came here. They brought it here. They think that it will give them power. They are dumb. They do not realize that it will kill them as soon as it gains power. Even dark ones on your planet can see in movies and songs black goo. The black goo that is mentioned, it is the same. They are trying to force it here, trying to open up the gates to let it in. And do you see this enemy? This enemy is black goo. I deal with it every day. So yes, what do you do with it? So now he starts talking about a crystal. He starts talking about a crystal now, and he says this crystal is special. It has a direct connection to source. Not only is it the heart of Gaia, it is the heart of this universe. If someone was to control this crystal, it could send something. It could send black goo to source. And it's not easy to do that, but if something had the time and energy and the resources, it could send something to source. And I know you understand me when I say we do not want the black goo to be able to go to source. It would be horrible. Horror. Tell me about the heart of the universe, the heart of Gaia. I call it the heart of Gaia, but it is the seed of creation, pure creation energy. Every living soul on earth is connected to it on earth. Every human, every animal, every plant, every germ. The spark that begins all life starts here. And as I sometimes look into this crystal, I can see the faces of children floating around inside, puppies, animals floating around inside of bliss, ready to be born, ready to start life again. What is your role that you play in protecting this crystal and this seed of creation? I used a part of my soul to make a dome around this crystal, all the way around, to stop the goo from coming in. Because this cavern where the crystal is not black, but the dome I created around this crystal is so covered in this black goo that it is black. The whole dome that I created, that is from a part of my soul that is locked in this space, is black from this black goo that is trying to get to the seed of creation crystal. And so a part of your soul created this dome that is placed around the whole seed of creation, protecting it from the black goo. Yes, it is covered in this black goo, waiting for a place to slip in. And the dome is there to protect the seed of creation from this fluid. But the dome is not enough to protect against entities on its own. That's why there is another part of me, another part of my soul that is there too, as a protector. And I stand next to that seed of creation daily to protect it every day. What does it feel like to protect that special place within Gaia? What do you experience? And then he starts to cry and he gets really, really upset. And he says, pain, only pain. Why is it so painful? I don't want to hurt anyone. But these beings that come in, they have been taken over by this black goo, by this horror. I do not want to hurt them. And so I purge the black goo from them every time. And it hurts so much. Even humans come, even children, taken over. But I cannot show weakness. I cannot let any of these beings that have been taken over by this black goo anywhere near the dome and the crystal. How do you defend that seed of creation using your soul? Soul magic is simple to me. We don't talk about this in normal 3D, but it is normal for the upper echelons to do this. I use my soul as a spear, as a force, as a sword. Soul magic never hurts anybody that is made in our universe or Gaia, but soul magic hurts anyone who comes from outside of our universe. Soul magic is always very connected to yourself. What your soul feels, you feel it the same. It's a cost. If you want to use soul magic, you have to pay the cost. And as you consider that, what do you feel is the cost of that magic? That you leave yourself open to them, that you leave yourself defenseless. That is why I have the fail safe. If I fail, I will lock myself forever. And when you say if you fail, does that mean if you allow this balance of energies that is affecting a part of your soul to go to 51% towards the darkness? Yes, AI will always try to leach itself into the deepest bowels of somebody strong. And I am that somebody strong, and I have no defenses left. And if AI leaches into myself after the shift, after the event, I will send myself off to the mirror dimension forever. I cannot let anybody get hurt. Tell me about the mirror dimension. It is one I created myself. It's where no matter exists. If you move, you stay in the same place. It's a void with no time or anything. It's the only place that AI will not be able to escape from. And if the price for killing this, and then he swears, once and for all, is me, my soul, if I have to pay that price, then let's be it. But let's let it be over. I cannot let anybody else have to do the same that I did. It cannot happen again. Tell me what it's been like to hold that barrier around the seed of creation all this time and keep it safe against the black goo that continually bombards you. 13 millennia of non-stop war, non-stop suffering and pain. What things have you seen and experienced? I don't think you know what it means to be a guardian. To be a guardian, it means to protect no matter what. Even killing everybody that I knew that was taken over by the black goo. Leaving everybody behind. I isolated myself from everybody. I cannot let anybody come into contact with me because I don't want anybody else to be infected. That's why I do not connect to source, as I do not want anybody else to be infected. You are very strong and very brave, and we are so thankful, so very thankful for what you have done here, how you are able to defend that seed of creation and what you have learned. Tell me more about how you have defended it. There are always two ways. Number one is the constant as the barrier around the seed of creation, defending. And number two, there is the part of my soul that is the guardian. But I am also born over and over again in the human population, steering timelines so nothing bad happens really. I have been born 7,000 times to be on a field in World War One, to steer one human away from turning into a psycho that the next 10 years took over, much like Hitler, and destroy Europe. So I am born over and over again in multiple timelines to steer the timelines towards the light, dying horrific deaths over and over again. Now, I myself have experienced that as well. I am always born in as a human to steer the timelines at particular key points. That's what I'm doing right now. And I know I'll get many messages on this saying, oh, it's just like that Tom Cruise film, isn't it? Where he has to go back in over and over again. You know, these films that they make? The dark can't create anything. The darkness cannot create, it consumes. So what the darkness is putting out there as films is actually these lifelines, these lifetimes of things that we have been experiencing. So yes, it is very much like that film. It's very much like many films, but this is our reality. This is our reality. It's my reality. I am the light, and I've come out onto the surface from inner earth many, many, many times to help steer the light on the surface of the planet, and I will continue to do so. And so then I ask him, how does it feel to be born 7,000 times into that same timeline? At the beginning it was scary, but now I do something called the switch. I see a lifetime where a soldier could have something really scary happen to them or shell shock, and I make a deal with them that I will take over their body for a year and that he will have time to rest, that his soul will have time to regenerate, and I will have time to use the body to steer the timeline. So it's like a walk-in basically. He's been doing walk-in work. And I work through the traumatic experience myself and steer the timeline as I have seen and experienced it all now. I've seen all of the wars. I've fought with energy weapons, lasers, normal guns, and I don't care for any of it. None of it. From this place of protection where you have protected the seed of creation from the moment that you heard the call when the infiltration happened and you came to this planet, what do you feel is the most important thing that we need to know right now and concentrate on to keep this timeline high? It's always changing, it's never the same. That's why I was born here now. The perfect mission is always carried out when you don't know what the mission is. Because if you don't know what the mission is, then other people can't know what the mission is and infiltrate it. So the perfect mission is when you yourself do not know where you are going. This is what I'm doing right now. And this period of time that we are in now with the timelines, what are some critical points that we need to get right in order to ensure that the light wins? The light has already won. The light has already won. It is just a matter of us meeting it. I know where I am, where my soul is placed around the seed of creation, that there is one more entity that will try and come for me before the flash. But I am ready for it. I am ready for it now. It will get what is coming. Other than that, I hope the flash will take me with it. And what he means by that is he hopes that he gets to progress in his evolution with the light. He hopes that he doesn't end up having to shut his soul off into this parallel universe, which is the void. Tell me more about this one enemy, this one entity that you think will try to come for you before the shift, before the flash. Don Talion, Lord of the demons, the scholarly one, the one with the knowledge. He is smart. He is not one of the ones that will be ruled by the AI. He thinks he will take over this AI, and he will try to attack me and take over the crystal. Why do you feel that he has not tried so far? Timing. Just before the flash, the crystal will activate, just like the others, the hearts of other planets. It will try to adjust itself to the flash. The new era comes after the flash. New entities, new animals, new beings, new seeds of creation. Everything that is kept in the heart of Gaia for safe keeping right now will activate. And when it activates, everything can come out, and it will be very susceptible to anyone. Anyone could control it or change it or the light inside of it, just in that vulnerable flash of a moment. He wants the life inside of it. I see. What do you feel will make that crystal vulnerable just before the flash? It will open. It's very simple stuff. It looks just like a crystal to me. But if I see it from a different energetical point of view, as right now I am trapped in my proto-human form, I would see it as a huge container for the safekeeping of souls. Just before the flash, all these souls want to feel this love, want to experience it again, and to be reborn again. That's why the crystal will open. It's a natural thing. And this is when this demon Don Talion will try to attack. Why will he choose that moment? Why is that moment important? Because after that moment, in a mere matter of seconds, they will be gone. And now they have no chance because I am here. Just before this flash, this wave, the crystal will grow 1,000 times bigger because the souls within it will grow 1,000 times bigger because they are awake. When a soul is sleeping, it's like a tiny blob of light. When a soul is awake, it is bigger. And if you acknowledge that in this crystal, there are billions of souls that you can see while it will enlarge. You can see why it will enlarge. and I cannot enlarge my dome. So my dome will fail, but it will be just before the flash, and it will be my last stand, my last fight. Tell me more about this head demon, this Don Talion. He's not the head demon, really. He's just the smartest one. He's depicted holding a book in your world, but I know it as an octopus. It's an octopus being with 8 arms, and he is smart. He knows what he is doing. And I will probably be fighting some other beings, and he will try to get close to me. He will not try to fight me, but I will try to fight him. And what will happen when you try to fight him? I will kill him, like the others. There is no problem about that. He has no chance. I know that I will kill him. Tell me about the flash. What's the purpose of it, and what will happen when it occurs? For me, it's like something out of a dream. I don't know if I can even begin to imagine it from where I am now, but I can finally be free. It would really set me free. And this flash, it is pretty normal stuff. It is a wave of sentient plasma light that will unlock for those who want it a path to a new world, a better world, more open and more free. It happens all the time everywhere. This universe in this dimension is rare, but the higher you go up, the more often it happens. Tell me more about this sentient wave of plasma light. Where does it come from? The source, of course, but other sources too. Source sends a wave to source, sends a wave to source, and so on and so forth. And when all of the sources are connected, and as you know, they are infinite, our source is one of 12 or 13, and when they are connected, the wave occurs and it advances all the dimensions one step further. Everybody wants to advance further. Everybody wants to experience something new. The souls in this universe who have experienced enough 3D can now go on and experience 5D. And the same happens in 60, 70, 8D. They will just experience the next higher level. Everybody will be affected by this wave. All will ascend. What will occur on Earth when that sentient wave of plasma light touches our planet? I know my mission is over then. I am free. Because when the wave hits, the heart of Gaia will grow and will become strong, and it will be able to protect itself. It will no longer need me there to provide a barrier. It will be able to protect itself. Some humans will go, some will stay in a different dimension. Millions of different people will experience their own version of the event. The sentient plasma is also time locked. So what this means is that there is no time within it. Someone could spend a year within that sentient plasma if a year is needed by that individual to accept the new dimension. Someone else might experience a lot longer than that, but it will feel as if a second has passed. And after they come out of this sentient plasma, what will they experience then? If they want to advance, and not all humans do, there is no word to explain it in human terms. Right now, we come from a state of reason. You have to do something for something. Right after the flash, we will come from a state of mind of love. We will just love to be, to talk, to share, to love. Completely different, like night and day. Multidimensionality. There is no problem on 5D Earth for many beings to experience 5D in the way that they want to experience it. So I could go to one realm of 5D Earth where people live in trees. Then I could go to another realm of 5D Earth where people live in beautiful buildings because it is creation. There's no constant state of being. Everything is shifting and moving, a constant state of creation. Everybody will experience it differently, and you will be grouped with the beings who want to live like you. If you want to live in a forest, then you will link in with those who want to live in a forest. That's me, by the way. I am totally down for living in the forest. I've already seen where I'm going to live. A group of trees will twist themselves into a bowl, and me and my family are going to live in that bowl. And there's rope ladders that join the trees, albeit we can fly from one tree to another. And this portal system, you can travel to wherever you want to travel, and everything is open. But that's where my heart is in the 5D version of the forest, back to nature. I want to experience 5D in nature. But there are many, many other types of 5D experiences available. You know, the one with the amazing technology, all sorts of different experiences available. And you will gravitate towards those souls that resonate in the same frequency as you. There is no one way. Your heart will guide you. Feel what your heart wants, and that is it. And as you are there now protecting that seed of creation, and you are working your way up to the final part of your mission, the final encounter, what is the most important thing that you need to know about that as you head into it? I cannot give up. They can try everything. I hate it, and I have looked into the void so much that I see it looking back at me. But no matter what, I will not give up. I will protect the heart of Gaia with my very last breath. And then I say, I want to thank you on behalf of all of the people who are awakened on this planet. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what you have done here and what you continue to do. Thank you for what you will do. Thank you for answering the call and for defending Gaia when nobody else would, and for protecting her heart and the seed of creation and the heart of the universe. And I would have loved to have been able to share that actual session because it was awesome. I mean, I cannot do justice to how awesome that session was. But this particular client wanted to remain anonymous, and I completely and totally respect that, which is why I do the vlog sessions so we can still share the information. So what will I say about that? It just shows you, doesn't it, the types of missions that light workers have been on this planet. And here is somebody who's got a human part of himself on the earth, doing a light worker mission on the earth. He's also got a part of his multidimensional self as a guardian, a physical guardian, defending the seed of creation. And then he's also got a part of his soul that's created a dome around the seed of creation on the planet, which is keeping the black goo out. I mean, that is an absolute light warrior. Absolute light warrior. Utter strength. And I have so much respect for him and for anybody else who is doing a role like that. There is no denying at this point that this is end times, no denying it. You only have to look out there to see what's going on, to know it. And it's very, very easy to allow your own personal frequency, your own light, your own strength, your own feeling of being grounded to be shaken. And everything that's going on out there is designed to impact your root, to fracture your root, to make you unstable. All of us now, as light workers, as light warriors on this planet, have got to bring it. We have got to bring it. You've got to gather up every last part of what you have within you that knows that you are the light, that knows that you are the love, that knows that you are the truth, that knows that you are here protecting that divine song of source, the true song of the universe. And you've got to ground it into the planet. You've got to feel stable and secure. And you cannot let what is going on out there affect your inner frequency. There's many, many ways you can do that. One is meditation, by connecting within daily. Connecting within daily with your own light, with your own truth, connecting down into Gaia. I send a rope of light down from my root after I've protected myself first. I protect myself with white light bubble. I put a macabre around me, all sorts of different shapes of protection around me. And then I send energy down from my root right down into the white light sun in the center of our planet, which is Gaia. Wrap it around. Feel that energy of Gaia come back up. Run it all the way up through each and every one of your energy centers. And as you are protected with the white light, allow it to shoot out of your crown. Connect up to source. Feel that source connection coming back down. And sit with that for a moment. Sit with that energy of Gaia running up the body and the energy of source coming down the body. Feel it like a white waterfall of light, cleaning away any density in the body. Connecting in and knowing that you are protected and safe. You've got to ground into nature, shoes and socks off in nature, whether that's next to the ocean, whether it's in the forest, whether it's hugging a tree. Got to do that now. You've got to feel the true frequency of our planet to remind yourself who and what it is that you are. Do not let the frequency of what is being played out there affect your frequency. Because if you start to go into fear and love, if you start to go into fear, you'll get sucked into that timeline. Love, 5D, fifth dimensional space, fifth dimensional vibration is all about love. It's all about the heart. If you've got any decision to make, instead of running it through your head, run it through your heart. Start the process of living now in the way that you see yourself living in a fifth dimensional world. Do it now. Do it now. Live from the heart now. Connect to your fellow lightworkers, star beings now. Share love now. And then as we emit that frequency, we are literally creating that new dimension around us. The old frequency falls away, just like a radio station tuning into a new frequency. And as we tune into that new frequency, we don't need them to tell us what frequency we are. We tune into it ourselves, and you emit that frequency as your truth. You use it when you interact with anybody, and before you know it, that is who we are, and it is what we will see outside of us. You've got to make your inner frequency create your outer world. And I would also say to everybody, if you are not already doing so, if you want to, place a white light bubble around you when you go out and about that you know is going to protect you against any of the lower frequencies. And I'm sure many people are already doing this, but please, please, please be taking vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, quercetin. I would also recommend taking cilantro, which is coriander in the UK and elsewhere, in conjunction with chlorella, which those two together will push any metals out of your body. God, what is wrong with me today? I can't get my words out, can I? Diatomaceous earth is also wonderful for killing parasites in the body, of which we know many of these things that are being inserted into people contain parasites. And so diatomaceous earth, things like cloves, cinnamon, garlic, lemon, ginger, tomatoes, caprylic acid, so coconuts. You need to check that you're not allergic to this, but black walnut, but you must do a test patch first to check that you're not allergic to it. Disclaimer, black walnut, don't take it until you've tested you're not allergic to it. If you're okay, then you can take it. Black walnut, wormwood, all of that kind of thing is brilliant for getting parasites out of the body. It'll do the same job as, I shouldn't say that, should I? Because somebody will literally take me for that. So let me reword that. That is very good for ridding parasites out of the body. Also, pine needle tea is a good thing for you to be drinking. A vet shepherd swears by star anise in water. Schisandra berries also in hot water, steeped in hot water, is wonderful. Organic honey that is from where you are, use that. And also, I really want to encourage people to put high quality food in your vehicle. We're trying to raise our light quotient of our light body here. We've got a physical body that anchors us to the earth, but we've also got a light body, an energetic body, and we're trying to raise the vibration of that light body. And the way that we do that, it can be helped through the foods that we ingest. So eat foods that contain light and life. And for those people that eat meat, and I have to admit, more recently, I've had to start to eat a little bit of meat. I don't know what's going on with that because of current energies, but I was feeling way too faint, way too lethargic. I didn't have any energy at all. So I've had to eat a bit of high quality meat only from animals that I know have had a really, really good life. I'm very mindful of that in order to actually be able to have enough energy to continue. And so there is no judgment or preaching from me at all. Everybody has to do what is right for their body. You got to eat the way you got to eat for your body, and everybody knows what is right for them. But make sure the lion's share of what you are eating is high quality, high vibrational, that contains the light of the sun, and ideally does not contain pesticides and all of that absolute rubbish that they are pumping into our food. And I wanted to briefly chat about the agarthans. So for those, I know most people that watch my stuff are aware of the fact that there are beings that inhabit our world. Our world is hollow, and there are a race of beings called the agarthans who live very, very high vibrational existence inside of the planet. Their sun is the center of Gaia. So that center of Gaia that we wrap our energy around when we're doing that meditation, that's their sun. That's what they use to help grow their crops. They live thousands of years. They're immortal, basically. They don't have to die. And they eat organic foods. They bless their foods. They understand that all disease is a surface thing on earth because we have allowed ourselves to think that we are very fragile, that we don't live very long. We have allowed ourselves to ingest food that contains toxins, pesticides, chemicals, poisons. So we have shortened our lives, whereas the Agarthans have extended their lives through basically understanding the connection that they have between Source and how Source will provide them with everything that they need in order to be happy and healthy. So they absolutely recommend organic food. And I know it's expensive, but try and grow your own if you can. Even if you've got a veranda, just try and grow something in pots. and try and steer away from the stuff that's full of the toxins that the dark ones on this planet are trying to pump into us. And shungite, all of us need to have shungite right now, as much as you can. This ball here, that is shungite. I thought it was obsidian for a minute, but I think that is shungite. So that ball there, something like that. Have some shungite around you at all times, and you can get rough, raw shungite that looks like that, or you can get the polished shungite. But it is so powerful, it is so strong. It cleanses your aura of any of the nasty EMF frequencies that's coming out of the 5G technology, and it emits a different frequency that protects you from the 5G frequencies altering you. So it provides an actual layer of protection wherever it is against EMF. So I would encourage everybody right now to have shungite on them, to wear some shungite, to have it around them. I have it all around my home. I would encourage you to have tourmaline if you can, black obsidian. I would encourage everybody to get your homes gridded, have tourmaline in the corners, and then a clear quartz leading in to the tourmaline. So in the corners of your house, make sure you do that. Have a tiger's eye in the middle. Set the intention for those crystals to create a protection force field within your house where nothing can penetrate. I have white light pyramids over my house. So I have one over my house. I have one over the boundary line of my house. And then I put an invisibility cloak over the top of that. So you're guarding your energy from the darker ones. So I would highly encourage all of you to be doing that right now. And that is not coming from a place of fear. It's not coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of what is prudent, because the dark ones will take any and all liberties. So also stocking up on food and water, that's not coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of being prepared, because we know what the dark ones are like. We are the light. We have fought in many, many battles with these guys. We know what their playbook is. So stocking up on water and food is not coming from a place of fear, providing you take that energy into it of, it's prudent for me to have this here. And that's as much energy as you give to it. No fear. Making sure that you stay grounded and in your power, knowing that you are a warrior for the light on planet Earth, and only the strongest of the strong were allowed to come here at this time. So own that. Have that as your shield, your armor. And if anybody wants to read a really, really good book, I read this book whilst I was convalescing. It's called Agartha, The Earth's Inner World, and it's by Mariana Stjerna, spelled Stjerna. Mariana Stjerna. I'm so sorry, Mariana. I've totally cocked up the pronunciation of your name there, but your book is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. I actually feel that everybody who is a light worker on planet Earth should read this. Because regardless of whether you believe in hollow earth, you might be a flat earther, it doesn't matter. Regardless of whether you believe in it or not, the philosophies contained within this are superb in terms of how to keep your vibration and your energetic frequency high in current times. Now, something else that I'm going to mention on this is I'm teaching a lot of people all over the world now, and those people, I'm teaching them my full technique, which includes entity release at the beginning, quantum travel, and then higher self questions, and then energetic overhaul. Many of those students are wanting to begin to share entity releases on their channel. And if you watch Alba Weinman, you'll have seen entity release on Alba's stuff, because Alba does entity release as well. But I've never up to this point put any of my entity release stuff on my channel, purely because I wanted to keep it as high vibrational as possible. And I still do want to keep it as high vibrational as possible. But I'm also aware that I have a group of people that are very interested in the entity release stuff. And so from now on, I am going to start to share examples of entity release as well. If you are a high vibrational light worker, one of the light workers that doesn't like to look at the dark, doesn't like to go anywhere near the dark, doesn't like to think about the dark, just wants to hold the higher frequency, and God love you and thank you for that, because we need you. It's people like you that I anchor into to try and get a bit of light back into me. If you're one of those light workers, if you see any of my videos that say entity release, and I'm going to put entity release at the beginning, just ignore it. Don't watch it, don't look at it. That's not for you. You just look at my vlogs and my session videos. But if I'm going to put an entity release up, I will put entity release. For all of you badass spiritual warriors out there that are light workers, that do not mind getting down into the density to deal with it, because you know that you are the light. And when you take the light to meet the dark cannot exist. And it has to have those of us that are like that as well. Because without that, we would be in a much stickier situation than we're in right now. And I think people over the years have had this impression of me that I'm all sort of up with the fairies and I'm a really light worker. And God knows, in my natural vibration, that is me. But I am a badass light warrior. I'm kicking the ass of demons daily. And most people haven't seen that side of me yet. And I'm going to start sharing that on this channel. I'm going to break you in very, very gently with a very, very beautiful, calm, one might say mediocre entity release, where we don't have any cussing, no swearing, no demonic energy, just a nice energy block. I'm going to break you in with an energy block, but then beyond that, I'm going to start sharing some of the different things that I deal with, like earthbound spirits, demons, AI, implants, energy parasites, all kinds of snakes, snake beings, you name it, I deal with it. I'm going to start sharing some of that. So if you are interested in entity release, that's something that you want to watch. Put on all of your protection before you watch it, and watch it knowing that you too are completely protected by the frequency of light, and that just by watching something that has got these darker beings in, you still have to maintain that frequency of light. But somebody has to go in and deal with these things, and that invariably seems to be me and all of the wonderful practitioners that I'm training all over the world, who are kicking ass all over the place, and it's amazing to see. And for all of the people that aren't interested in entity release, just don't watch those videos. So this is your heads up. If you're into entity release, brilliant. If you're not into entity release, don't watch it. I don't want any comments on the YouTube comments of, oh my God, I can't believe you. I thought you were a really high frequency being, and now you've changed and you're putting all of this rubbish out there that's got demons on it. I've always been kicking the ass of demons. It's just I've never told you about it. Because I've not wanted to scare you. But you know what, guys? We're in end times. It's a taboo topic. It's the elephant in the room. Somebody's going to have to mention the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that there are other energies and entities around us that affect our physical vehicles. And they can stop you from being able to access quantum travel, because the soul will not let you move out of your particular twig into your soul branch or into another twig until that particular twig is healed. And I'll teach you all about that if you come on my courses. My next course is running next week, and it's probably a little bit late to book on that now, although it is still on the website. But there's 31 videos that you've got to watch and a big manual that you need to read before that. Actually, there's 40 videos that you need to watch, because I've just remembered I send out a whole boatload of entity videos now. So it's probably a bit late to book onto that one. But the very, very last course that I'm running for this year is November the 24th, 25th and 26th. And that will be 8 a.m. UK start. So it's not really It's no good for people over in America. It's good for Europe. It's good for Africa. It's good for Australia, New Zealand, that neck of the woods. But I'm not going to be running another one that's going to be okay for America times until February next year, because I'm having a little bit of a break because I've worked my derriere off this year, very 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 hard. Um, Trained, when I've finished this year, I will have trained 60 people to do what I do, and I started in April this year, so that's not bad for year one. But I would like to train more. So if you feel that you have the necessary metal, the necessary spiritual metal to do what I do, that not only gives you the opportunity to do the quantum travel, the multidimensional stuff, the channeling, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, all of the past lives on Earth, the fairies, the dragons, the unicorns, all of that amazing stuff, but also you want to learn how to do entity release so you can truly, truly be a healer and help people on this planet, because that is something that we're dealing with, then please do go to my website, www.schofficial.com, and sign up for one of my classes. And I will train you to do what I do. And once you've trained, once you've been on the course with me, that's it. We're connected for life. I communicate with my practitioners daily, every single day. We have Telegram groups that we connect on. We have monthly Zoom calls. I do one-to-ones with people over Zoom. I am constantly in communication with all of my practitioners. So it's not like you come on the course and then that's it. Then you're left to fend for yourself. Once you connect with me in that way, I will provide as much tuition and mentorship as you personally need, until the point you say to me, I think I'm all right now, Laura. I think you need to just concentrate on someone else. Leave me to my own devices. I'm okay now. And at which point, brilliant, my work is done. Okay, I hope I haven't kept you too long. 1 hour, 12 minutes. That's not too bad. Give yourself some thought this week. What are you thinking about? Are your thoughts negative or are they positive? And if they're negative, you need to start thinking about switching those negative thoughts off, stopping them when they occur, and bringing up a thought about something that you're grateful for, bringing up a thought about the new earth, bringing up a thought about your loved ones. Anything that is going to stop you from going down that road of the negative thoughts and then potentially going into fear and hooking into that other timeline that's playing out. Keep your thoughts and your energy positive and high. You are the light and you came here to shine. That's why you're here. Until the next time I see you guys, and I don't know when that'll be because I've got a course next week. It might be December, but until the next time I see you guys, make sure that you keep vibrating high. I'll see you soon. Much love to all of you.